have we had a coaching experience? Maybe when we are young in our career, has anybody taken particular interest in us to say, I want to coach, coaching and mentoring, they are two different people. We are focusing on coaching now. So, have we had that experience? Was it good? Or why, for people that are working with us, have we taken away with that start of this was my experience? It don't have to be specific. It might be your current life or your previous life or some of us that are around. So who wants to there is still a Nicholas stuff. You can't give people like Nicholas. There is a manage. Okay, no, don't manage. Find something better. Thank you, madam. So, okay, we are promising something higher. Find something Lexus. Is the start price today? Don't be surprised if you go to Gaba and you see your guy. Okay, so who wants to break the ice for us? Just to start off from there. Yeah, I think I share. Okay, thank you, sir.
I have so many coaching sessions. Fantastic one at everyone.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I want to get this coaching about analysis, how you analyze the distribution of results. And most time coaches give you some instruction from the action and setback who way beyond what you are doing and what is making a decision. I see that as something very stretching. The way coach is always giving a friendly face, it's always engaging. It's a session that you always look up. So I think for that particular, that was way back. I think that was fantastic way coaches numbers and everything based on numbers, everything based on reality, and it makes coaching very simple. And on the same time, the same place, same view, I also have an area manager to that. Nothing goes well. Even the one that is coaching you on is still telling you that you want to coach. So sometimes it's different. So I think I had a bit of learning from him. I also took a bit of learning from this person to put them together and see how put it together. So that sometimes you really need to get down to the technical and how to express that and also take it as a feedback and also correct.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, that is so from what you have said, um, you have had a good experience on the coach, and you have also had a bad experience. But what is important? What is not missing is that energy of God to see that there's a movement from point A to point B in your skill acquisition. Okay, I think that's thank you for sharing that. So without wasting much time, um, we will do a lot of walk around like we did yesterday. This and it also make it interesting and fun. So please have a request. We stand and join me at this chat. So let us manage the space. So So like we said, this today's agenda, we're looking at the importance of cooking on the step of visit. We're looking at step of opportunity, we're looking at feedback, we're looking at coaching, and at the end of the day, we consolidate everything that we plan. I know not everybody, I'm not sure everybody at the table were around yesterday, but let's just go through what the editing step of basic is. Because we cannot coach people on what we don't have a good knowledge of. So let's just go through this to have an idea. So editing step of basic is a way to standardize and improve how we conduct our visit to ourselves in such a manner that we will not be able to miss opportunity at every time, at at every point in time of visit. So there are three layers of editing step of visit. We have recall. Recall happens when just before you go for the visit. We have during the call, that is what you do during that visit. And the post call is what you do after you have visited the outlet. So there are three stages, but there are 7 steps. And each of these steps follow one another sequentially. Like we were able to establish yesterday, if you get it wrong in one step, the error will continue to what? Multiply along the line, and you will not be able to get the desired result. So we have preparation, which is the starting point for this editing step of visit. What do you do when you're preparing? There are so many things we unpacked yesterday. But I will just try to, um, do a snapshot of what each of them. So when you are preparing, you have to look at a lot of things. First, you have to decide I'm visiting, this number of athletes tomorrow or anytime. Then you have to have an understanding of the athlete itself because you are going there to achieve certain objectives. So we have to have an understanding of the athlete, and we're able to establish yesterday. Um, there are 2 key issues we look at after in the athlete. Number 1 is the customer who manages the athlete, who owns the athlete. The second thing you need to look after is the athlete itself. They are 2 separate things, but most of the time we put it together. No. Now, athlete has his unique nature of his own. What is the potential of the athlete? What kind of consumer are within that athlete? I will give an example. An athlete in Nigeria doesn't have the same characteristics as athlete in Nigeria. The way check. If we agree, check. If we don't agree, check. So check. Okay. So one person might have an athlete in Nigeria and have another athlete here. So we don't treat the 2 athletes the same way. Each of them has their characteristics. So you need to have a good understanding of the athlete. And you also need to have a good understanding of the customer, who is the owner of the athlete. And we say that then when you're going, you must have an objective. 1, 2, 3 things that I'm going to do at the outlet. And to put that in a good perspective, we have what we call picture of success. Okay? And under that picture of success, there are 4 things that are very, very critical at the outlet. Number 1 is visibility at the outlet. Second one is availability at the outlet. The third one is affordability, and the fourth one is equality. Now, we were able to unpack yesterday that first, visibility is very important. What is visibility? What is your picture of success when you talk about visibility? What do I want to see? It's part of the objective you are setting before you see the outcome. Now, and we're able to display some of the picture poster where the delegate or participant were able to see what was wrong in those pictures. So you want a perfect picture. So when you visit any outlet and what you are seeing is not reflecting the picture that you have in mind, you know that there's a gap. So you take note of that gap. So what we're trying to say is that in setting your objective in going to the outlet, use your picture of success. And that revolves around 4 critical things. Availability. Now, on the availability, sometimes there's always an issue. There's no product in your outlet. The sales will say, there is product in the advert. Have you had that experience before?
Yeah.
Now, then you try to figure out what was the problem. Actually, there was a product at the advert, but in the store, not in the chiller, not where the consumer will be able to be see the product and consume it. And what we said is that put a product in a form that be at the risk of consumption. So if I walk to any outlet and even if I don't want to take any product and I see very chill, well arranged chiller, then that's when I will now remember that I'm actually thirsty. I don't know if we so availability we're able to construct it that it's not just to put product in an outlet, but make sure that that product, is in a form and shape that it will be at the risk of consumption by the consumer. So we were able to distinguish that. Then in terms of affordability, we also were able to establish that for the fact that the consumer did not see your price tag, it has already put them in the state of doubt. I give you an example. If I'm going to an outlet and I'm having 10,000 in my pocket, if I walk to any outlet and I don't see the price, I will be afraid that I don't want to, shoot myself in the leg here. I don't want to buy something and I'll be embarrassed that I couldn't pay. But once I see the price, I will do a rough calculation in my head and say, okay, I think I can take 340 here. Now, if we have a lot, outlet is a place where a lot of brands are competing. So, and the customer attention span is very, very short. So they make their decision based on what they could see and calculate immediately. So if there's another brand that I can see the price tag, I'm able to calculate, okay, okay. So affordability is in two forms. It centers around people see the price tag. Now, what does that do for us? It helps us to know that if our pet is selling above our recommended price, price drives volume, right? So this is a very competitive space. So if I'm unable to display that price stuff, I won't be able to attract the customer. So we were able to establish that. And we're also able to establish the fact that you have not sold if two things have not happened. Number one, whatever you say you have sold, if it has not been consumed, you are not so you are only moving stocks around. Because if your volume goes up today by moving volume to the outlet, and those products are not in the state of consumption for the consumer, you just realize that that stuff is just there 1 week, 2 weeks, and you won't be able to repeat that sales success. So that is number one. Your sales means consumption, not keeping at the outlet. Number two, you are also not sold if money has not come in. So it's a cycle. So the sales journey starts from production line, okay, move out to warehouses, move out to outlet, to sell. That money has to come back to the company, continue the journey. So we're able to establish that fantastically, people were able to relate to that. So we've talked about availability, talked about affordability, then we talked about quality. Anything that they pay from the standard you set for your brand, violate the quality. Quality is a subtle thing. It is a subtle salesman. Like we call it right now. Is your assistant. Because wherever there is quality, things are well arranged, things are well, put in the proper space there. It gives the brand a value. It shows. So we were able, unfortunately, we cannot display because you're confusing the mind of the customer. And when you have a chiller, you put energy, then you mix it with some other brand, and you are just confusing the mind of. So quality is any deviation from the standard you have set for your, for your brand, and that has to be reinforced. Yeah, because they are your silent salesperson. What was the last thing? We mentioned quality, we mentioned affordability, we mentioned availability, visibility. Now, that's another, visibility ties to quality. There's a way you want your brand to be displayed at the outlet. We saw all sort of, um, incoherent display at the outlet. And again, that confused the mind of the customer. The issue of chiller abuse was very, very, echo yesterday. Somebody putting pepper soup. But somebody described it as not just pepper soup, but very black, dark pepper soup pot in your chiller. So, those are things that you need to deal with immediately because they are just devaluing the brand. So I think those are some of the things we said. So when coming back to this, I hope I'm not giving us too long for standing. I just want us to, because this is the launching part for today's training. So in terms of preparation, you have to know the outlet, you have to know the customer. When you say you know the customer, every customer is unique in its own. We have some that will say, until you add chief to my name. But some will say, I'm not a chief, I'm high chief. So you call them without putting high chief. Your conversation with them that day is gone. And some, their own is football. When you say Chelsea, so we need to understand the kind of personality of the customer who runs their because they are the gates that take you to your success. Without you passing through the customer, you won't be able to achieve everything. Because everything you want to achieve. So you have to know that. Then the picture of success is very, very important. Don't joke with it. Don't degrade from it. Be as rigid as possible in your picture of success because that's not it. So here, before you go there, when you say prepare, you have to set your objective. I'm going to achieve 1, 2, 3, 4 things in the outlet today. Now, what informed that? You already visited the outlet previously. And now there are some conversation or agreement you had at that previous meeting. So it should be part of what you should have dealt with as part of your preparation. But somebody even mentioned is if I prepare to go out and my vehicle was not okay, I don't know who was in the room, and my van was bad. Is that preparation? So I mean a lot of practical questions might sound funny, but that might be the big point of the salesperson. And we say, look, it's also part of your preparation. In the sense that if you know that your vehicle is not in good shape, while you are preparing, what are you doing? You are thinking of alternatives of how you get to those outlets and get your job done. So a lot of issues, came out of that. So that's on preparation. Then engage the customer. As you can see, this is to build rapport with the customer to create positive foundation for your selling conversation. So when some people get to the outlet, they see themselves as the Lord and Savior. I'm not talking about here, they don't greet the customer. They just say, okay, how many stock or how many carton of this and this you need. You don't even create a rapport. And when you don't create a rapport, your access is blocked. Now somebody, I think the person in the Macaulay, that's the sorry, I don't know. Is he said they have a customer. And when you are calling the customer only wants to tell you what he wants to tell you. So anything you are saying, you say keep quiet. So here will keep quiet and listen to him. He said, you ask him, are you done? They can I explain this and this. Then the first statement he makes, customer will say, keep quiet. Let me talk in start talking. So different customer